Hello. Don't know if anyone's seeing this yet, so I'm just gonna keep eating my breakfast. Good morning. Hello. Oh, yay, there's people here. Hi, Monet. This is totally random. Good morning. Oh, yay, good. You never know when you decide to do it randomly if anyone's gonna show up and want to talk to you. Here, let me put some light on me. But I wanted to test out going live through the YouTube studio. That's my reasoning. Because we usually always use StreamYard. That's what most of us like. I mean, I think that's what most of the booktubers use anyway. And I wanted to test using YouTube Studio and see how I felt about it. And also, eventually, this one is for everybody. I know, Monet, I see you. I see you all the time. I'm happy to have you here. Sorry, I'm putting this on Twitter. Is eventually I can have live streams where only members can comment, and so people can join my channel like during a live stream. And so I wanted to test it out and see how it goes. If you are one of the channel members, we have our first like private live chat tomorrow for my fated friends. So I just wanted to test this out. So I thought I would. I'm eating my breakfast, so sorry about that. But I thought I would do my makeup and do like a get ready with me, and then maybe answer some questions, give some book recs maybe, or else I'll just do like a live read with me if nobody has any questions by the time I'm done with that. So what's everybody doing this morning? For the Virgin Heroes one? Ooh, Joanne, what's the new A. Zavarelli? I've only read 2 books by her. I read an arranged marriage one by her that was really good. It's going to be like the last nice day we have in Fargo too. And the other reason I'm doing this is I have to quarantine right now because my best friend's mom has COVID, and I spent all last Sunday and Monday with my best friend, and now she's not feeling too great. So I need to stay home until I find out if my friend has COVID. So I'm also quarantining, and I was like, well, why not go on YouTube and see what's poppin'? Taking a picture, so don't mind me. For the Instagram. Yes, pretty when she cries. Okay. What's the tropes in that, Joanne? What's it about? I also made, Crystal's not here, so she doesn't know, but I made some chai tea. She's really inspired me with her paranormal vlogs every morning where I'm making a different tea. And I found this chai tea that it just like dissolves into the water, and it has some like sediment on it, but you can like eat it, and it's really good. Den of Vipers. Yes, the cover is so pretty of that one. I love it so much. High School Bully Romance. Oh, I wonder if I can click on them here. Can I do that? Nope, you can't do that on here. So that's one of the downsides, discovering what the downsides are. Or does it? Nope, it pins it at the top. Don't want to pin it at the top, sorry. Unpin. Okay. I like you, I have problems with High School Bully Romance. I think part of it is because I'm a high school teacher. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and also, I just don't think that kids have the level of power that you see in high school bully romances. Like, one of the reasons I like Untouchable is because people will say that's a high school bully romance, and I mean, it is, but Carter is much more than a bully. Like, he's a sociopath. Like, it's pretty well, like, you can tell what he is, and Zoe even knows that's what he is, even though he says that he's not one. And it is very clearly said, like, this is a dark high school romance. It's not just a bully romance, because the things that Carter does are much shittier than just that, you know? A video based on covers. Yeah, I definitely could do that. I feel like that's a topic people do a lot, but I think I'd be more interested in like buying books that I don't like them. There's Crystal. Crystal, I was just talking about you. This is a surprise this morning. I woke up and wanted to go live because I decided I'm going to do my face, but first I'm eating breakfast. But I thought I'd do a get ready with me and just hang out. So that's what's happening right now. And kind of I'm testing using YouTube Studio for anybody who's new, because I usually use StreamYard and I wanted to test it out. Yeah. It's like an hour earlier for you too, so I didn't know if you'd be up yet, but I was saying that I made a chai tea and I thought of you. Ace Averelli's Boston Underworld series is lovely. Ooh, yeah, I haven't read her Mafia books. Wait, did I? I might have read one of them. I'll have to look at my Goodreads in a sec. I've read a couple. Also, the other thing I'm doing this weekend that I thought I would chat about is, because I'm quarantined right now, I decided to do a historical romance, like, mini readathon. Yes, barely woke up. Nice. So that's why I asked you guys for your numbers yesterday. Some of you sent me a list of like 2 numbers, and so I picked books off of the rainbow shelf. And so yeah, Crystal, it's not that much different than life though. I mean, it sucks because I just started going to a new church and we finally started doing Sunday dinners again together. Like, I do Sunday dinners with my best friends. So that's the bummer about quarantining. But my best friend, who's the one who exposed me, she's actually going to come over today since we're already exposed to each other, and we're going to watch Jane Austen movies. But as I was saying, I'm doing a historical romance like reading vlog and like reading it. So last night I started 3 Weeks with Lady X because I read 4 Nights with the Duke was the book that you guys voted for me to read. And this is the one that happens before that one. So I'm almost done with this one and it's pretty good. But yeah, Mafia books. Mystic Box. That sounds cool. Sorry, like, take a bite below the camera so you don't have to see my chewing things. What are you guys reading? I just came out of quarantine. Someone in my daughter's preschool had it. Yeah. Fantastically Taboo, which I love your name, by the way, Fantastically Taboo Books, because Taboo Queen right here. Awesome. That's happened to a lot of people at my work lately, is like they send their kids back to school. Try different lighting. Does that help? Go back to school and then immediately people get quarantined again, which my friends who are teachers, that's literally what they were like, that's what's going to happen. So I don't know why we're doing it anyway, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of boring until I finish my food. And then I can't talk while I'm eating, but then I'll do my makeup. I mean, I'll show you what I use if you guys want to see it, but otherwise, I'm just going to do it because I'm not like a connoisseur. I know a lot of you guys always comment on my eyes, which Thank you. You feed my ego. But my eyes are really the only thing that I'm good at. Everything else, I just slap something on my face to cover it up. Crystal, surprise, surprise, reading Raven Song and finishing Her Night with the Duke. Whoop, whoop. That book is so good. If you guys haven't read it yet, Leela is was she Pakistani? I can't remember. Maybe you know, Crystal. But she is Havsi because her father, who was an earl, like fell in love with this woman and married her. And then when he died, he had her marry his best friend. So it was like an age gap. He was much older, but he was a really great guy. And he has these two kids, one of whom is older than her and one was younger than her. And it was so good. Like, because Leela's so strong. She like carries a knife with her because people are always like saying that she's a courtesan or something and trying to come on to her, and she'll just whip out a knife and she'll be like, do you want me to cut it off? Because I'll cut it off if you touch me. And I love her. Anyway. Schools are shut down and my kids are online. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry that he's at risk. That's a good choice to make, though. Keep him home. Supposed to get some new books from Amazon, but Amazon's running behind. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I still have Prime shipping, but I feel like it doesn't work. Also, when you order self-pub books, they can't really get them to you Prime anyway because they have to print them when you order them. Your eye makeup always looks good. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, the eyes are something I've always liked to do. But I'm not big on like the contouring or the whatever. I wish I had more talent with that. Like Tamika's makeup. She always looks amazing. And I'm just like, blah, I can't do it. I didn't really read my first romance until March and quarantine. And since then I've read hundreds. It's been my way of dealing with the shitstorm that is the world. Girl, Joanne, I totally appreciate it. Like, I know I've said this in a few different videos, but I last year read 169 books, which is still really great. That's about a book every 2 days, you know? I was reading, you break that down, that's about 10 to 12, 15 books a month. And I felt good about that. And then quarantine happened. The first 2 months of the year, I read 20 books and like 30 books. And then all of a sudden, boom, went up to 60, went up to 70 because I didn't leave my house. Also, I had my trip to Colombia in there, and I had like 30 books downloaded on my Kindle, and I just listened to it all the time. So that's why I'm at over 600 books. Also, this year I'm counting everything. Like previously in my total, I like didn't count novellas, and I didn't count most of my smutty books. I would just put them on a shelf called Kindle Unlimited, but I didn't count them as read because I didn't want people to know, and now I don't give a fuck. So yes, I've read that many. Reading Extreme Measures. Extreme Measures? Do you mean Desperate Measures? Or what's Extreme Measures? Do you mean Desperate Measures by Katie Robert? Fantastically Taboo. Hi, Lourdes. How are you doing this morning? Thanks for joining. Libraries. Yes. Sorry, I forgot your name, and I know it. I watch your videos. Tell me what your name is, because I love you. Same vibe. I just posted a Get Ready With Me. That is so cute. I will totally watch it after this. I love Get Ready With Me's because I usually put them on while I get ready, which is the point. Don't count the smutty ones on G. See, Joanne, you got to do it. You got to count it. Almost missed this. Well, I just started, and I didn't warn anyone because you just hopped on, so I'm letting you know. I'm testing out the YouTube Studio Live. So I didn't pre-set up. I literally, that's why the photo is me going like, because I make you take the picture now, and I just did it. So I didn't warn anyone, and so I'm kind of just seeing how many people show up. If you're noticing the people with the pretty green icons, those are my channel members, by the way. So thanks, Crystal and Lourdes, for being here. There's some pretty cool emojis, too. Can you guys use the emojis? You should show people those. You know, it's not like I'm pimping it out or anything, but just letting you know. This is a test one. And tomorrow is actually our private live chat where I'm going to chat with everybody face-to-face who's signed up, which is going to be fun. I think it's under the little smiley face, Crystal. Maybe you're on there's a custom emoji thing. And it should have our, here, let me do them. I commissioned these from someone. They should pop up. See, there they are. It's cute. So anyway, it's really cute. It's hilarious when I teach a junior creative writing class, and just based on hints, I can tell they've totally read some of the same books I have. That is hilarious. Yeah, I don't know how you and Jess do that, because Jess will fully admit that her students watch her stuff. Like, I know quite a few of my friends who are teachers and read naughty books because, you know, they're just like us, right? I'm almost done with breakfast and I'll start my makeup, I promise. But I love talking and I don't just want to sit here and chew, so. Good morning, Kayla. Thanks for joining. I was going to tell you about this. Maybe I'll just show you. This is a show and tell. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you something. Okay, not sponsored, but I'll show you these. I found these at a little boutique. They're called tea drops, and this is a chai one. I don't know if you've heard of these. I'm not a big tea person. I usually like coffee, but I like chai tea. And so these are these little tea drops. They come in a little package, and so I don't want to open it, but the tea is just in this little star, right? And so you boil your water, and then you just drop it in, and it dissolves. And so it has some sediment in it, but you can drink it and it doesn't taste bad. And so I made a chai with milk and caramel using this. So it's really good too. I just like it better because it feels a little thicker than when I do it with just water. So anyway, if you're interested, this brand is called Tea Drops. So yeah, Crystal, it's funny because I actually went to that boutique the day after I sent you your package, and I thought about it. So, oh my, save the planet, save the souls. Yeah. Wait, what are we? I need to catch up again. Sorry. But anyway, this one has black tea, cardamom, ginger, and cinnamon, and it tastes great. Like I said, I'm not a huge tea person, but I think because it feels a little more robust, I like it. Found them. Yeah, I really like it. There's some other flavors too, but I'm definitely not a tea connoisseur or anything. I just saw them and I really liked it, and I was like, let me give it a try before I send it to people. So, but you can supposedly do like tea leaf, like read your tea leaves from it and everything. So, all right. I finished my sandwich. Now I'll actually start my makeup. But so your kids, Joanne, you're saying this about your kids. We are writing fractured fairy tales adaptations, and I hinted at some Beauty and the Beast versions, and they totally read them. Oh, that's so funny. So you said, obviously, you're teaching junior and senior. So that's 16, 17, 18, right? I mean, we don't want to think about it now because I'm like 10 years past that. But I started reading like Fantasy Lover. I read when I was 15. And I was reading Catherine Coulter at like 14, 15. And she's not that bad. I mean, she definitely has some dubious consent situations now, but yeah, it's really good. Oh, yay, the emojis do look cute. I like it. I had those commissioned. Those of you who aren't a channel member might not know this, but I had those commissioned by someone on Etsy. And her work is so good. She actually made me a mug out of them too. But the next one I'm going to do is get the loyalty badges. So like Crystal and Lorda's, the little like symbol beside your name, I can get that customized too. I just was like, it's kind of expensive. And so I was like, maybe I'll wait till we hit a milestone before I put another money into it. But I definitely wanted the emojis because they're adorable. It's raining in Georgia. That's nice. David's tea packets are biodegradable. That's cool. Yeah, that is kind of the downside of this is I think that if I were to say something like, I feel like not having a tea bag is kind of defected by the point that they're in plastic, which I mean, I know you can recycle this, but I feel like it would be cool to have them in like a cloth bag or something. I don't know, since they're all the same flavor. Because I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of not having them in a tea bag to have them in a plastic pouch. Does that make sense? So I wish that like within this box, there was like a cloth bag or just one bag. So I don't know. Not to critique it or anything, but that's what I'd say. Okay, so now I'm going to start my makeup, and I'll show you what I'm using, like I said, but I'm really not like a connoisseur for this or anything, so don't take it that way. So I'm super red-faced. I have a little bit of rosacea. You started reading Johanna Lindsay at 14. Catherine Coulter is right behind. That's right. Step Back Saturday post. So I use Master Primer Green, which is supposed to help blur redness. And I like this because it has that like kind of matte feel. So when I'm putting it on my face, it feels good. Anyway, so yeah, this is what I use for my primer. Yeah, keep hitting me up. If you guys are looking for recs or you have questions, feel free. Yeah, I'm horrible with picking my Step Back Saturday because I feel like the ones that I have are the ones everybody has. And I honestly have been doing more just like smutty covers and less that are like step back ones, if you know what I mean. Because I have a lot of really smutty covers, but the step backs that I have, I feel like everybody has already. So I usually end up doing one like late in the day. I'm changing my lighting a little bit. See if that helps. There we go. Lighten it up a little bit. So then I have a rosé tea. I really hate it when I go to the beach and the water burns my face. Oh, rosacea. Oh my God. I cannot read this morning. That's a word that I say all the time, but don't type. So yes, I agree. The salt burns it too. So then I use Dream Radiant Liquid in the color Fair Ivory because I'm white as fuck. I am all the Europeans that are very, very, very white. But I sometimes use other, but normally I just put foundation and a little bit of powder foundation on, and that's all that I do. But oh, I meant to say this and then I got distracted. How is Raven Song going, Crystal? And what is everybody else planning to read today? Desperate Measures. Haven't done a buddy read. Someone asked me if we wanted to do one, but I don't know how to do a buddy read. Well, Monet, I'll tell you this, because obviously I do lots of buddy reads, and people always ask me how I do the buddy read. And here's the thing. I read, so there's a couple ways to do it, and you just have to ask the person how they want to do it. But I buddy read so fast. Like, I am not someone who's going to stop and take notes like it's a book report. So I will usually tell, like Crystal can tell you this. I'll usually tell her like, hey, I'm going to read this book today. And she'll be like, oh shit, I'll try to get started on it. And I'll be like, don't worry about it because I'll talk to you about it when we get there anyway. But there's a couple times we've read them at the same time, but otherwise I'm just like, let's just both read the book and then talk about it. So that's what I do. So like Crystal and I were reading Her Night with the Duke together, but I read it last week and she was doing the paranormal readathon. And I was like, sorry, I'm going to read it right now because I'm in the mood. And now as she's reading it, she's telling me what's happening. So there you go. Crystal, you're loving it. You're only 20% in. Yeah, Gordo's cool. He's magic, man. So that I was excited for that, but I was vibing with is it Lacey? Is it Lacey who I was vibing with? I don't know. Whoever didn't like it, I was like, I really liked Raven or Wolf Song, but I was bored. I'm sorry. Like I don't mind an emotional read, but when it's that emotional, I get pretty like drained. Like I felt emotionally drained from it. But anyway, sorry, the buddy read. Monet, I would just ask the person how they want to do it. Because I know for me, I like to just read at my own pace and then check in as I go. Or when I used to buddy read with Murphy, because I used to be really close friends with Murphy. I mean, I still love her a ton. They would literally, she would set up, like, she would divide the month into how many days or however many days we were doing the buddy read for, because some days we'd be doing it for like 14 days or whatever, and split the page count. And then you were supposed to read that many pages a day or whatever. It was Lisa. Thanks, Crystal. I can remember. I just know I was happy. And so it would be like, okay, I need to read 32 pages of this a day, which that was just way too much for me. Or we would do it by chapters. We're reading 3 chapters a day. But then, see, I would either read all of them at once and be really ahead, or I would stay behind, right? So that's what I would just ask them, is what they want to do. Because, like, it depends on the book, too. Like, if you're reading Way of Kings together, yeah, you might want to separate that out, because that's a lot. But if you're reading a historical romance, like, I don't really see the point in Crystal and I breaking that up into chapters to check out, like, you know, whatever. So that's how I do it. Yes, I do read really fast. It's not your fault, Crystal. You're a kick-ass mom and you have your own business and you're busy. You know, you work from home and you got stuff. Like, I don't do anything. So there's that. Okay, so I put that on my face. And I always hate how it first looks, but whatever. Really enjoyed my first buddy read right now. One of my subs reached out. Yes. Oh, that always feels so good. That always feels so good. I know when I first started my buddy reads, I only had like, I don't even think, I mean, I maybe only had like 500 followers when I started it, or 500 subscribers. And I was like, no one's going to want to read with me. But I'll tell you what, it was actually nice, because that's when I started my Discord. And I had all that stuff in place before I had a lot of people, because then once you have a lot of people, you have some people who already know how it works. Like Lynn is someone who's been with me for a long time. My brain just fried out and forgot every person I ever talked to, but there's people who've been with me for a long time, and then they can kind of help you as new people join. You can even make those people moderators later on. Okay, so then I realized I didn't tell you. I just used a setting powder. This one is Fit Me by Maybelline. Is the one. Allison, you just became a faded friend. Aw. Thank you so much. I will get you added to the Discord in a little bit here. Welcome. Yeah, so then I feel a little better once I do that. So one of the nice things about my rosacea anyway, like we were saying, there's not a lot of positives to it, but the positive is that I don't get it in weird places. It really is like right here on my cheeks. So in general, I don't have to use blush. I'll just use a highlighter in a little bit. So there's positives to everything. But yeah, I love buddy reads, so much so, as you can see, in like November, I took on a lot of buddy reads. And I'm actually going to be stepping back a little bit in the new year and just really focus on, you know, our book club that we have together and stuff like that. So, oh, hey, Bex. Thanks for saying hi. I don't know if you'll be able to join tomorrow for our private chat, because I think it'll be the middle of the night, but thanks for saying hi to us. Okay, so now let me get to this question. Francisca Lauren, how do you keep your mood to read? I read so slow. I'll be honest, this is a hard question for me, because I'm just always in the mood. I have not went a day without reading in like 4 years. So, and even then, it was only when I was in college that I took a little bit of a break, and I still read on the weekends. I just didn't let myself read during the week so that I wouldn't get distracted. So I'm not the best one for this, but I really like some of the advice that Jess gave on her video about how to read more. Or I think it was in like her YouTube tell-all video that she did. Is she explained that she just makes time every day. She brings a book everywhere. That's something that I do. I bring a book in multiple formats with me everywhere. I have it on my phone. I have audio on my phone as well. I just always have something around to listen to. So yeah, so that's just I don't really know how else how to go that. But to me, though, that doesn't matter if you read slow or fast, because reading speed is something that I've picked up over time. Like, I didn't always read as fast as I do now. I didn't always listen to audiobooks as fast as I do now. I used to be a lot slower with it, in fact. But it's just something that happened with the more that you're reading, and honestly, the more stories that I've read, because that's something that I think I've shared before too. If a book is a 3-star book, I probably read it really fast because it was really predictable. And so at a certain point now, I probably don't read every single word that I see on a page because I know what's going on. Does that make sense? That's just a dirty little secret. Well, it's not even dirty because I'll admit it to anyone. I don't care. If a book is really good, I read it slower than if it's not so great. Then I'm usually like, okay, get to the point for me. But I'm weird like that. Other people might disagree, but have I ever struck you as someone who gives a crap? Like, no, I don't really give a crap. I'm like, if you don't like the way that I read, then find a different booktuber. I got lots of them I can recommend to you, let's go. So that's just me. I make the time for what you make time for what you want to make time for. And even if you read slow or you read fast or whatever, if you're making that little bit of time every day, if when you're standing in line to check out, you have your Kindle app open and you're reading a couple pages, like that just becomes ingrained in who you are. And now it's harder for me to not be reading than it is to read. So, okay. So now I'm going to put on my eyeshadow and my favorite thing. So I have 2 things I usually like that I use for the most. One is the Maybelline palettes. I love Maybelline palettes. This one is the 24K Nudes. This one is the, what's this color one called? This might just be called the Nudes. This pattern in the corner is the one you'll see me wear most of the time. I wear those colors right there with the gold over here. And the other thing I use all the time is these little 4 ones from e.l.f. This is what I use usually. This is what I'm going to use today because I really like the sparkle. It really makes my eyes pop. Yeah, and this is what I use. So I do smoky eye always, which is with 3 colors. And sometimes I use the 4th one as an accent. So I'm just using, this one will be the base, and then I'll use the dark one for the crease, and I'll use the top for the top. I think it's funny if anyone stumbles upon this for actual makeup tips, because that won't be for me. Monet, thank you so much. I get that. I mean, I think one of the reasons why people love my recommendations so much, and I mean this, I think part of it is because I have so many books to recommend, and I do those like targeted book recommendations. That's really what I built my channel on, is that any trope you like, I have a video for it. So it makes people feel like we all read the same books when really it's just, number one, I read a lot more than everyone else. So if people are reading a book, I've usually read it, if that makes sense. But there's still ones that I haven't. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many authors I still haven't read. And I love checking out like Steph's romance book talk, because she just reads like a totally different track of books than I do. And I'll be like, oh my God, how have I not heard of that author before? But that's the thing, is you think you've read everything and there's billions more out there. So I haven't read shit. Even in a year where I'm going to read, like, let's be honest, I might almost hit 700 books this year. I still haven't read anything, right? Okay. Allison, I want to ask this. I don't know if you're still watching. Welcome. But if you don't have the Discord yet, make sure you get that so that I can add you to extra benefits. Can you do a video where you recommend the book where both the hero and the heroine are over 35? Well, I will try. I will try. Do you mean, can I use paranormal people who are thousands of years old? Does that count? I have been asked to do like more mature ones before. I recently read a series where everyone is over. But I haven't read a lot of those. So I'm 27. So I figured you didn't want paranormal. So I haven't read a lot with more mature people yet. I can work on finding some, but I can't promise that I have a lot of those right now. The one series I'm in the middle of right now is by Corinne Michaels, and We Own Tonight, One Last Time, Until You. All of them are both over 35. Well, I mean, thanks for trying. I mean, I will read more books, and I'm sure as I get a little older too, I'll want to read more like that. Hi, Mariana. Good morning. Okay, I have to actually look to do this one eye. So give me a second. I mean, whenever someone gives me a rec, and I'll tell you this. Do I have my book nearby? I write down every suggestion you guys give me because I want to give you what you want. And then in my spreadsheet, because I have a spreadsheet where I put every book that I've read, I write what the trope of each book is. And once I have enough to make a video, I'll make a video. So every recommendation you give me of what you want gets written down. And then as I find books that fill it, I do it. So let me see. I'll show you a little peek behind the curtain. Let me find one. So this one, I have done most of the ones on this list. So this isn't a great thing, but this is one, video ideas and requests. You can see someone wants me to do a Highlander and Scottish romance. I feel like I haven't read anything different than anyone else who's done this so far yet. So I'm like, I need to wait till I have some more to do it. Someone asked me to do Taboo done right versus Taboo for shock value. So I'm still working on an idea for that. Mafia Rex Part 3, someone wants me to do. And so you can see, I will write down everything someone gives me because once a month I ask people, hey, what videos do you want to see? And I write them all down. And then one of the benefits of the channel memberships is they get to vote on which one of those that I have to do. So I'll put some of these in a post in the Discord or in the community tab just for the members, and they get to vote which one that I have to do. So not to, again, not to pimp out or anything, but if you want more control over videos that I might make, I think that is at the dedicated diva level, maybe, that you do that, but also Faded Friend gets to. So just to put that out there. Snowed in together, forced proximity, but make it Christmas. Oh, Crystal, I hate Christmas romances. But I'll put it on the list. I read one random Christmas video the other day. Look, I'm writing it on the list, okay? Forced proximity, Christmas. I have a very, very specific trope I love. Oh, give it to me. Melissa, give it to me. I love that. Have you not seen some of the niche things that I do? I love it specific. And it's controversial. Honey, did you watch my video from yesterday? Just snowed in. Yes, I will do that. In Bed with Mr. Wrong by Katie Robert. Snowed in at a cabin. Good one. Yeah, Melissa. I am the safest person. Me, Tamika, like, come on, girl. There's no shame here for me. If you want, No. Oh my gosh. No, I got you. Do you like the virgin trope? What do you want? Tell me. Do you want it in the butt? What do you want? Tell me. I'll find it. Hefty cinnamon rolls. Yes. Hey, I am looking for the husky men. I said that in my woman's curvy one. I didn't read any of the Jessica Kane, but also I want full. I want full romances. Jessica Kane only writes baby ones. Like, I want 250 pages. Give it to me. The Aces and Eights series by Sandra Owens. Cool. Okay, so that's done. Untouchable is my kryptonite. Whoop, whoop. Yes. Okay, Truly is on my list. Psychopath who is hot only for the heroine. Yeah, I love psychopaths. Oh my God. Guys, I love my psychopaths. I have Truly on my list for sure. The only reason I haven't yet is like, I'm trying to limit how many dark books a month I read. Granted, that still means 4 or 5, so it's good. Older woman, younger guy. Yes, Lourdes. I put every single one I had in that video that I made. So I will work on a part 2, but that's all that I have. Still waiting, Melissa. You can't get out of it now. Tell me what you want. I will make, I mean, as long as it's a kink that I've read, or a trope that I've read, and if not, I will find it. I will make it happen. My secret shame. Oh, I read your full thing, Joanne. My secret shame is psychopath who is hot only for me. So, thing I want to put out there, the only thing I'm like not loving about the YouTube studio, because that's where I'm streaming from. I use the YouTube studio instead of StreamYard, is that I can't highlight someone's comment. Like, I can only pin someone's comment. So that is the only thing that I'm not loving. But otherwise, it's pretty good. I like it. Psychopath only hot for the heroine. Yes, I love it. I love it. I mean, I've only found a couple that actually do it well. I'm pretty new to your videos. If you have read At Her Command by Joey H. Hill. Ooh. Yeah, Kayla, I don't shame any kink. Well, okay, I lied. Necrophilia. Like, it's not necrophilia, is it, Melissa? Because if it's necrophilia, we may bomb. No, I'm just kidding. Even then, obviously people have read that book. But even then, I wouldn't like shame you. I would just not be reading those books for you. I wouldn't be able to make a video for you. Oh, you read taboo books because of B Monet? Oh, you make me so happy. Read all the dirty shit. 2020 is the year of liking what you like and giving 0 Fs. Yes. Yes. Okay, here we go. I love the super fucked up star-crossed lovers. Like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to say that word out loud, but I know what you mean by an example. Okay. I know you're just using that as an example. So anyone who's looking at her example, calm your crap down. Okay, I know what you mean. Okay. So, question, what about an FBI agent and a mafia, Don? What do you think of that? Is that the kind of star-crossed lovers you want? Because I've recently read one of those. I know what you mean, Melissa. That is you mean like literally, this is against what I believe in to be with you kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a more realistic version of like a vampire and a witch. You know what I mean? Or like a vampire and a werewolf falling in love or something. Yes, psychiatrist and a serial killer. Is that the kind of stuff you mean, Melissa? Are we hitting it on the head? Because let me write that down. Messed up star-crossed lovers. Oh, I was going to finish showing you about my little book too. So I have the list in the back where I write down the recs that you give me. So let me add that one in here. Messed up star-crossed lovers. So then what I do is I make this list, and then when I'm ready to start working on it, here, I'll show you ones I've already done. I like make it in the front. So this one is BDSM. I recently did that one. Fave taboo reads. So I make it a page in my book, and then I just start filling it up. So where's one that isn't full all the way? These ones are all full because I've made them already. Okay, so here's one. I'm working on a historical romance for beginners. So I put a little checkbox in the corner, title it, and then I'm starting to fill it in. And then once it gets full, I'll film the video, check the box, and it's done. It's pretty rudimentary. Some people use spreadsheets, use whatever. This works for me because this book is small and little. It's not as big as my full planner. I easily, when I'm reading your comments, I'll just pull out this book and start writing down people's recs. And then I'll look at that list and be like, hey, I think I've read like 6 or 7 of those. I don't like to make a rec list with less than 8 to 10 recs in it, just because that way, if you've read some of them, there should still be some you haven't read before. What about an FBI agent and a woman in witness protection? That's nice. Books with autistic main characters like Ian McKenzie, My Torin, The Bride Test. Yes. Neurodivergent characters. That's great. Sanctuary by Rebecca Weatherspoon. Hello, just wanted to pop on and say hi. Fellow taboo/dark romance fan. You're reading Whitney G. Love her. And Immortals After Dark series. Loving it. Mariah, I think that's how you say your name. That is awesome. I freaking love all of what you said. I'm going to finish my makeup now. Here we go. OMG, thanks for being so kind. Yes. Yes, of course, girl. Also, I'll just say this. If you ever don't want to say this in a comment on YouTube or whatever, and you want to run something by me, you can private message me in the Discord, private message me on Insta. I answer everything. If you don't want to ask for something in public, like if you want to run it by me first, please, love it. Like when they're torn between duty and they'd get killed if they diverted, and their love for someone on the opposite side of things. Yes. Yeah, that's just super star-crossed. I think you were just worried about sharing it because the example that you used is the one that everyone's like, oh my God, but there are tons of those super star-crossed. I will work on getting that together. That's great. Nino Falcone from Twisted Emotions. Yes, I love Nino and Ramo and I'll just love. I love Nino. I am such a big fan of that part of the series. I'm really disappointed that Fragile Longing was, I think most people say that it wasn't great. Because also the problem is that I've seen the POV of what, I'm keeping this on the DL. I've seen the POV of what happened to Serafina 4 effing times at this point, and I don't need to see it anymore. Like, we know what happened, okay? We don't need to see it anymore. And so then to do Fragile Longing, which is supposed to be like a standalone part of the series, then she had to completely retell what happened to Serafina because it's integral to the plot of that book. And so I didn't even try to read it. But Mary from Makeup and Mary, who is like, I love her, by the way, she's amazing. She was like, she's the one who got me into Cora Riley, and she's like, it isn't good. And so I was like, okay, I'm not reading it. Monet wants steamy military reads. All right. I will write that down. Military is something I have not read enough of, and I'll tell you why. Number 1, soldiers are my kryptonite. Every man that I've ever loved has been in the military. So it hits really close to home for me when they're in it. So I just wanted to be honest that they're usually hard for me to read. But I have read a few of them. And I will work on putting a list together. Because I love soldiers. Heather, hey, girlfriend. So happy to have you. Yeah, I'm just yakking away. I'm still not done with my makeup. I'm going to finish that in just a second. I just thought I would eat breakfast and chat because I'm social distancing and I am quarantined right now. So that's what's happening. And my tea is cold because I talked too much. Hi from Turkey. Just found your channel like a month ago and got so much dark and taboo recs. Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy to have you. And wow, hi back to Turkey. That is amazing. That makes me so happy. Joanna's just throwing you some recs, girl. Have you read Priest, Melissa? That's a great one. Joanne, I'm just writing down everything you say. I'm gonna make it. Yeah, you've read Priest. I think most people have. That at the time was the most taboo thing that I'd read. Do you consider The Thornbirds is better. Ooh, Thornbirds? Really? Motorcycle wreck? Okay, Allison, I will add you to the special permissions as soon as this is over. Thank you for joining. You can now use the cute emojis too. Make sure you throw those in. Maybe I'll do that. They're so cute. Cool beans. Historical fic, really? Ooh. Man, I'm gonna have to go back through. I never heard of Thornbirds. Holy crap, I gotta write that down somewhere. Priest on Audible. That's amazing. Thornbirds. I've only read one historical about a like pastor, and he's like an ex-pastor, like he isn't one anymore. Yeah. Priest is dirty, like Sierra Simone, guys. She can somehow make you so incredibly aroused and yet brokenhearted at the same time. And like that's what the new Camelot series does to me. It just does things. It does things to me. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not that kind of emotional. But I mean, he's a priest who would have to give up everything to be with the woman. Like, it's not an easy decision. Tilly Cole's Hades Hangman. That's cool. All right. So now I'm doing the eyeliner 30 minutes later. So I just use Ico London is what it's called, a skinny pen. I'm going to do this. So I won't talk for a sec because I don't want to smudge this. Okay. Hades Hangman. That sounds awesome. I just bought some Jessica Hawkins, Allison. You mentioned a book before about a guy becoming a priest but in love with the girl. Oh, Jacqueline. I don't know if I've read that one. Somebody's read that one, haven't they? He's like going to become a priest. There's one by Lydia Michaels that I didn't read it, but I know about it. Right, Fleabag. I've heard things about Fleabag. I've heard that one. They make out in the confession box. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's Andrew Scott, isn't it? Who is a sexy damn beast, man. He's a sexy beast, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm using mascara. I just use all kinds of things. I use CoverGirl, Maybelline, whatever I'm going for that day. As if we're really still here for me doing my makeup at this point. So what's everybody's plans for today? I don't know. I know it's raining in some places. Yeah, I'm gonna put together that star-crossed for you, and I'll try to do non-paranormal or fantasy ones. Like we'll go for like contemporary or historical, like really star-crossed. I'm gonna work on it. Although the only one with the theme that you used as an example is probably the Brianna Hale one, which I'm sure you have read. I will not be reading it since my grandmother is Jewish, but I do not condemn the book. I'm not one of those people, but I still probably won't read it. Joanne's working on her book. You must be doing NaNoWriMo. Going to a birthday party. That sounds awesome. If you're new, oh, it's your birthday, SMT. Congrats on living another year. 2020. Birthdays, I feel like, didn't really count this year. You haven't read it. You're cute. So you were just using that as an example. Gotcha. That's funny. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do, like I said, I don't really need to do a blush because of this, but I do use this Hello Halo, which is like a blush lighter. So I just use it to make me sparkle a little bit. And I just put a little bit on there. All right, my face is done. Let's see what else we got here. I read a book with that theme called The Last Innocent Hour, and it was a shit show. Well, it should be kind of a shit show, right? Like, that's the thing with the kind of trope you're talking about. It kind of needs to be a real shit show. My sister just messaged me, so I got distracted. Hey, Heather, are you still here? Congratulations on 500 subscribers. And Crystal's closing in on 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed to her yet, you should. She's a little more chill than me, but she's good people, right? She's good people. Whoop, whoop. I'm checking our like Voxer chat and I saw that you had that, Heather. So super proud. I love seeing people grow. The romance community is so great. So good. What was I talking about? God, I get so distracted. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. If you hadn't been on the stream before, I'm quarantining this weekend, and my best friend is coming over to watch. She's the one who exposed me, so it's okay. We're like, who did that? And we're going to watch Jane Austen movies together. And I'm doing a historical romance readathon, which now that I'm done with my makeup, I'll show you one of the things I was planning to show you. One second. Don't mind me just laying out over here. Excuse me. Okay, so yesterday I asked for some numbers. Which Jane Austen? It depends on what she wants. But I'm in the mood for Pride and Prejudice, the short one. It's a mood, right? Like, that book is a mood. And though I like the long version better, I like the beauty of the shorter one better. Also, I really want to watch Sense and Sensibility because I love Alan Rickman. He's my favorite daddy when he's bad or when he's good. In any role he is except for Snape, he's a daddy to me, and I fucking love him. I did not love the new Emma, Kayla. It made Emma, Emma's already my least favorite. So it did not help me, but I mean, it's still worth the watch. Okay, anyway, so I'm doing a historical romance, like reading vlog this weekend, and I asked you guys for some numbers, and I took the first 10 that got given to me. So sorry if you put it in after that, but I'm not going to be able to read 10 even anyway. And so I picked these books off my rainbow shelf. And so I want to show you which ones I picked, and maybe you can help me decide which one to go with. So give me a chance to show them all and then tell me which ones I should start with. So here we go. I have The Pursuits of Lord Kit Kavanaugh. These are all the books I got picked by you giving me numbers. For the Earl's Pleasure by Anne Mallory. Now, I've only read one Anne Mallory, and I want to read more, so that was good. Once and Always, Judith McNaught. The Outlaw and the Lady. The Scandal of It All. This is book 2 in the Rogue Files, and I've read books 1 and 3 and 6, so I need to read that one. Unclaimed by Courtney Milan. It Started with a Scandal. The Truth About Love and Dukes by Laura Lee Girk. I haven't read one of hers yet. The Elusive Bride by Stephanie Lawrence. If You Dare by Cressley Cole. And A Rogue by Any Other Name. So, which of those do you think I should do? Because I'm almost done with 3 Weeks with Lady X. I just have, I'm listening to this on Audible, and I only have 2 hours left, which is like an hour for me. So, you guys are just talking about movies. That's great. Secret Garden. Right. The next readathon starts tomorrow. That's funny. Are you going to daily vlog again, Crystal? Because I feel like you did a lot of that. If you haven't read it yet, All Scott and Bothered, you should read it now because we're going to have the live show on Thursday. So that'll be fun. Colin Firth. Lots of people like Colin Firth. He's great. Yeah. Oh, for the readathon or for the book club? The Girk one? It does look really pretty. I have no idea how you say your name. I've heard them say Girk, but I've heard Gurky. I don't know. I love it when it's blurred by Julia Quinn. I'm here for it. So, sweet. I think I found this one on audio too. All these 10, I looked up which ones have audios and like put them on my list. So maybe I'll get that. Sweet. Well, maybe I'll try this one after I finish this other one. Sounds good. Allison, what's your name on Discord? Are you still here? If you don't like Rogue, I will cry 1,000 tears of recently circumcised men. Oh my gosh. It's probably good you're not daily vlogging. You've done a lot. Oop, I think I found you, Allison. Should be good to go, Allison. You're a fated friend in the Discord now, so you know all the things. Oh, it's funny just as you said it because I also have the stack on my Insta. And someone just said A Rogue by Any Other Name as well. Well, those poor men. I'd hate to disappoint them. Do you all want to look at the step back of that one? Woo! Maybe I'll do that for my step back Saturday and be lazy as hell. Yeah, I've only tried one of her books and I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I definitely want to try it again. Have you seen how expensive her books are on Audible? Like, Usually historicals are between 15 and 20. This one is $27 with the discount of being an Audible member. The game plan is really good, Monet. He is pierced as well. So here's one for you. Well, not for you, Melissa, but my like weird kink or like really specific trope that is difficult to make a trope video for is I love pierced dicks. So there's that. Take that for what you will. Kayla, do we need to read How to Love a Duke in 10 Days before All Scott and Bothered? Here's the thing. I highly recommend, okay? But you don't have to. The thing is in the first one, it sets up the group of women because they're called the Red Rogues and they have things going on with them. And there is a central story of like why they're such good friends that I feel like is important. As well as How to Love a Duke in 10 Days is just a really, really good book. But you could read All Scott and Bothered and be okay. But they're not listed. It's more of surprise. So here's the thing, Joanne. There is actually a list on Goodreads that's called Pierced Peckers. So you can find it. And I have read a lot of them. And so the game plan, he has multiple piercings on his dick. And he's also a virgin. And he's amazing. Have I read Bait? Yes, I have. That was just in my most recent video about consensual non-consent. I read Bait before I had read, number one, it was my first Jade West, and number two, I had never read a rape fantasy book before, and it scared the shit out of me. Want me to send you an accessorized dick recommendations? I mean, I've seen most all of them, but you could definitely send it to me if you want. Also, silver foxes. I don't think that's a weird kink. Come on. Girl, daddy. I love the daddies. Her dad will do. Give it to me. I love Born. I love A Rogue Hero. Yes. I love pierced men and women too. Kayla, there's one that I read by L.L. Ash. I can't remember what it's called, but they meet when he is tattooing her hood. Because she like does it, she gets a tattoo and then she comes back in and gets her hood pierced. And he's like, I can't hit on her while I'm piercing her. But after he pierces her, he like gives her his phone number. It's really cute. Ooh, waterproof Kindle. Nice. I read with my non-waterproof Kindle. Well, actually, I think mine is waterproof. Yes, it is a great meet cute because he's totally hot for her and he's like, yeah, I can't be inappropriate right now. People need to trust me to pierce things for them, but I love it. Well, I don't think you like be a masochist because you're not in her head for it, I don't think. Do you mean you're not a sadist because you wouldn't enjoy listening to it happen? I don't know. I don't want my hood pierced, but it was a really hot scene in the book. That's for sure. That book is also a secret billionaire book. It was good. All right, I'm gonna talk for 5 more minutes and then I gotta go because I did put on makeup because I need to film. So you help me do that. I avoid pain. Yeah. Fisher's Light is a military read. But anyway, I also got weirdly fascinated with the different kind of piercings because I would read a book and they describe a piercing that a guy had and I would be like, I don't know what that is. So I literally looked up the anatomy of a dick and what all the piercings are so that if in a book they have one, I can look it up. The rivalry. Yes. Jay knows how to get it done. I love Jay. I love him. I love him. So this is also another weird kink, which like a lot of people, my more progressive friends, made me crazy, but I love the I faked it until you, where it's not someone who's a virgin, but whether it was someone who like was married or someone who's just like has been too afraid to ask for anything, and then all of a sudden a guy like gets them there and they're like, holy fuck, what have I been missing? So yeah. Oh, what? Chrissy, what? Virginia Henley? Doesn't she write historicals? Is that a historical? What is it called? Oh, Joanne, yeah, they all got the same covers. If it is a sports series with a sexy guy, they're gonna have the Untouchable cover somewhere. The Hookup and Untouchable are the same chesty man. But that's the same of like Love in the Wild and the Fae King's Curse, exact same hero, except he has blonde hair instead of brown hair. That's just how it goes. I mean, I follow a historical romance photographer, and like people can like buy their photos as stock pictures and then just like edit them how they want to. I mean, if you're a self-published author, that's just how it happens. So you got to purchase your covers where you do. Tempted. That's a historical romance, Chrissy. I'm looking that up. I'm reading Sugar Daddy is. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, definitely looking up Tempted. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love historical sexy kink. It's great. There was a book with a, like, I just think of the risk. Like, think of the risk of getting a piercing in a historical book, right? Because like you could die from a scratch, let alone getting your nipple pierced. Like, you know, I don't know, like the danger level, right? Like the risk level of having a tattoo or a piercing. Think of how sanitized it is. Like people think of tattoo parlors as dirty or seedy. They were doing things Corona approved before it was a thing. You know, like every time I've gotten a tattoo, that person is more sanitized than anywhere. So the risk that it would take to get a piercing back then when you could die from a scratch, like that is a bad boy. Okay. That is a bad girl if they're willing to risk their life to have this. It's Scottish too. Okay, Chrissy. All right. That's enough now. I'm going to look that up. Okay. I'm going to look it up. All right. Well, this was fantastic. I had no idea if anyone would join me for this. I love you so much. Thank you for this. Just to pimp it out one more time, tomorrow at 6 p.m. is the private live chat for Fated Friends. So if you're not already in the Discord and added to that, make sure you do that. Make sure you join a channel membership if you want to, so you can do that. And yeah, I can't wait. What? Oh yeah, all the piercings. Yes. The piercings. When they have the like, anyway. Dudes can get piercings all the way up the side of their cock. Just saying. And now I've said cock on my live stream. So this is demonetized. Time to go. All right. I love you all. You're amazing. See you in the next video. See you in all that fun stuff. I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me while I'm a hot mess every day. Love you guys. Bye.